Hello, how you doing? It's Mrdothemath here, and today we're going to talk about solving system of equations by substitution. We've done system of equations by substitution when it's already isolated, and you just plug the expression into the equation. But this time we're going to sub into the equation, and we're going to have to distribute. All right. So let us start at just looking at. Let's go to example 1 at the bottom of the page. It says find a system of equations, find a solution to the system of equations by substitution method, right? So this problem is y equals negative 2x plus 2, and you have 4x plus 3y equals 12. Now we saw a problem like this in our last assignment. And we'll write down our steps to solving right here, right? The first step is find the isolated variable, right? The isolated variable is this one here, y equals, right? So now that we found our isolated variable, we're going to substitute the value of the variable, of the isolated variable, into the equation. Right? That equation being the other equation, right? So we're going to take this value here, negative 2x plus 2, and we're going to substitute it for y in the other equation. So now our equation will be 4x plus 3y. Y equals negative 2x plus 2, right? Equals 12, right? Now, always put in parentheses when you substitute in. I noticed that in our previous substitution, you just threw it in there. But always put in parentheses so you know what needs to be distributed, right? So, step 3, you're going to have to distribute, right? And essentially what we're doing is we're simplifying. Simplify the equation. We're going to simplify the equation. And then in this simplifying, we're distributing. So we're going to distribute a 3 here. Right, so that'd be 4x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6x. Then 3 times 2, which is plus 6, equals 12. Okay. Now that we simplified, we simplified it by distributing. We're going to simplify by combining like terms. Again, we're simplifying. Right, combining like terms. We got this 4x and this negative 6x. 4 minus 6, different sign, subtract, keep the sign of the bigger number. So that's negative 2x plus 6 equals 12. Now, we simplified by distributing, we simplified by combining like terms. Now we're going to step 5, solve for the variable. Solve for a variable. Sorry for the squeaks. All right, so moving this 6 over. Subtract both sides by 6. We get negative 2x equals 12 minus 6, which is 6. Divide both sides by negative 2. X equals negative 3. Right? So we solve for the variable. After we solve for the variable, we're going to substitute the new value for the variable into any one of those two equations. Any equation, right? So, do y'all want to put it into the first equation or the second equation? Okay, put it in the first. So x equals negative 3. So it'll be y equals negative 2x, right? Plus 2. Negative 2, oh, it's negative 3, right? So negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Plus 2 is 8. So y equals 8. So then we gotta write the solution. Write solution. So we got x being negative 3, y being 8. So your answer is negative 3, 8. Okay? So in system of equations by substitution, we gotta isolate the variable, substitute the value of the variable into the equation, the other equation. Then we're gonna simplify by distributing, then combine the like terms, and then we're going to solve for the variable after that, and then we're going to substitute that value into the other equation, and we're going to solve and write our solution as an ordered pair. Okay? So let's look at this next example. You can try to beat me into solving it, or beat me by solving it before I get to it. But let's look at it. All right, so this one says, let me see if this red looks better. This a good red? Yeah, it's a good red. All right, number 2 says negative 3x plus y equals 7, and we have x equals y minus 7, okay? First step, find the isolated variable. Our isolated variable here is x, right? X equals y minus 7. So we're going to substitute that x value into the equation. So we have negative 3x, which is y minus 7, plus y equals 7. Okay? Substituted it in, we're going to simplify. Distribute first. Negative 3 times y, negative 3y, negative 3 times negative 7. Is that positive 21, negative 21? Yeah. Positive 21. Negative times a negative is a positive. Plus y equals 7. Right? So we distributed. The next thing we're going to do is combine our like terms. Right? Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2y plus 21 equals 7. Okay? Let me make sure my science is good. Yeah. So then from here, so we simplify. Now we're going to solve for the variable. We're going to solve for y. Subtract 21 to both sides. So we got negative 2y equals 7 minus 21. That's negative 14. Good. Negative 14. Divide by negative 2. Negative 14 divided by negative 2. Y equals 7. Okay, so we solved. Then we're going to plug this value into one of those original equations. Now, it doesn't matter which equation you substitute it into, right? But for ease of just getting straight to our answer, we can plug it into the problem that's equal to x. So we can find, we can use our y value to find this x. So we got this x equals y, which is 7 now, minus 7. Okay? 7 minus 7 is 0. So now our solution is x, y. Okay? How y'all feel about that? That's okay? Okay? I'll do one more and leave you with the number 3 to do. All right, so let's look at this fourth one, because this fourth one looks different than the other ones, because this fourth one has both problems equal to. So you got y equals 2x minus 9 and y equals negative x plus 6. All right, so look, both of these is isolated. And so what we can do is we'll just take one of those and put it on the other side of that y. Okay, so we'll put this there. So we're going to have negative x plus 6 equal to 2x minus 9. All right, please pay attention to this because you're going to see this on the test. All right, now from here, we'll just, we're going to solve. We're going to put our like terms together, right? So we can move this 2x over here, right, by subtracting, right? This is from chapter 1, right? Negative and a negative. Same sign, add and keep, right? So we got negative 3x plus 6 equals negative 9. Then we're going to move this 6 over. Minus 6 minus 6. Same sign, add and keep. All right, so now we have negative 3x equal to negative 15, right? Divide both sides by, because we got to solve now, divide both sides by that negative 3. Negative divided by a negative gives us a positive. So x equals 5. Okay? We take this 5, we can plug it into the top or the bottom. Which one you want to top? Top or bottom? Bottom. All right? Cool. So let's say y equals negative x plus 6. Negative 5 plus 6 is 1. Y equals 1. Now, I mentioned that it doesn't matter which equation that you put it into. Let me prove it. So if I take this 5 and I put it into the top one, I'll have y equals 2 times 5 minus 9. 2 times 5 is 10, minus 9 is 1. It's the same thing, right? All right, so it doesn't matter which value you put, or which equation you use to find the other value. So in this problem, your answer is 5, 1. Okay? So now, these are the steps that you need to follow in order to solve system of equations by substitution when you have like a number that you have to distribute it to is given. All right? If you have any more questions, don't forget to comment below. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, let's do the math out.